Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to share 8 specific phrases that you can say to the children in your life to help them feel inner worth and inner value. If you're a parent or an educator or maybe a family member or friend of someone who's really young and you see them, a lot of times we focus on just giving them affirmation and praise for the things that they do, but not necessarily giving them the affirmations for who they are. And as a result, it's created a culture that's so focused and addicted to doing, and we don't feel so fulfilled by just being. And just a reminder, hit the subscribe button because we so appreciate your support so we can continue making these videos. And so a lot of times I'll talk with clients about how to raise their kids consciously. And a lot of people I'm seeing are people who know that their parents, their caregivers, their early childhood experiences has such an impact on what we think about ourselves, how we handle difficult situations, our emotional regulation, who we choose for a partner, and almost everything. It has such a basis, who we are, our patterns, our habits has so much to do with how we were raised. And so a lot of people who want to be better for themselves ultimately want to start being better for their children too. And so when it comes to raising children consciously, the number one thing is to be able to realize we're guiding the children, and how we guide them, the messages they get for us is going to have so much to do with their path and their success. And, I posted a video a little while ago about the 3 essential needs all humans need for the highest amount of psychological functioning. So to be really psychological healthy as children, we needed 3 things. And one of those things I'll talk more about is unconditional love and acceptance. Now, this video is about what things you really need to say in order for kids to feel that unconditional love and acceptance. And specifically, how can we guide them and what can we give to them so they have the best chance to have the inner value and inner worth? So this is why I believe these 8 phrases are so important. And as I wrote this, I started doing these to my own kids and found that there was such a deep connection. I felt like they really got to see that I see them. The first statement, I learned to be a better person from you. The second statement, I am amazed by your soul. The third statement, you inspire me in so many ways. The fourth statement, your ability to create and imagine are incredible. The fifth statement, I am in awe of you. The sixth statement, you have so many abilities within you. The seventh statement, you have everything you need within you. And the eighth statement, you are full of love and joy. So I encourage you to make those 8 statements your own, but I think that they're a really good set or a really good foundation to build on. And so you can make them your own, but start to say these to the kids around you and just see what happens. Again, this is building their connection of their own inner value to themselves. Instead of growing and raising and guiding kids to only feel good enough when they're performing, good enough when they've succeeded. And so if you do this consistently, they're going to feel like there is such a strong core and knowledge and connection to themselves that they can go out in the world, they can fall down, they'll pick themselves back up. They can try new things and take risks. They won't have the fear of failure that so many kids do. And they know that they are unconditionally loved and supported. So with kids, they know by what we say and they know by what we do. So if we're saying these things, then they can feel I'm understood, I'm accepted, I'm loved. And to me, there's no better way to be a conscious parent than to give your kid the unconditional love and acceptance they want. And in this way, you can guide them towards inner self-worth and inner value. So like I said earlier, when I wrote all of this down, I thought, okay, let me start to apply this and to see what happens with my own kids. And the funny thing is I wrote this right before we decided to go on an international trip with our 2 toddlers. Now, if you've traveled with kids, you can know it's quite unpredictable. Emotional regulation is a thing you really have to connect to in yourself. And whenever I felt like I was getting a little off my center, I just kind of focus in and be like, okay, I can't just say you're being a good girl because you're sitting in the airplane seat for hours at a time. To my son, I can't say you're being a really good boy because you're listening to me. Those are fine things to say, but what that's essentially doing is saying, if you're listening to me and you're doing what I say versus what feels right to you, you're good versus bad. And that's the thing. I don't want to only say that to my kids. And so I started peppering some of these. And after a long day traveling and, tantrums and all the things that were happening, I'd lay in bed and with my boy and girl, I'd say, I'm so inspired by you all. You guys did so well today. You handled so many challenges. You were tired and you're hungry. Thank you for being kind. And then I'd make sure to just focus on what I saw in them, which is, you are so resilient. You have so much kindness within you. I'm in awe of how you've handled things. I'm so impressed by who you both are. And not only for them, because, we'll see what seeds that blooms later on. But for me, it was just such a good reminder to not be so focused on if they were staying in line or if they were doing just what I was saying, and that I wasn't giving their value based on whether they were listening to me or not. And so as a practice was just able to say what I really felt about them and how I really saw them. And to me, it shifted my perspective in so many ways. And I've been doing this consistently. And I think as that habit has been born, I've just been feeling such a beautiful connection to them in a different way, in a way where I'm being really focused on how to raise them as being full humans later on. And so I'm doing this work too. Everything that I post and all the videos and all the content, I'm making sure that I'm running through my own life and making sure that I feel like it is valuable. And so I really think if you're a parent or a caretaker or someone who's around kids, maybe you're a teacher, if you do this and you're consistent, I really do think it will not just pay off for them, but it will pay off for you, because sometimes we need to get outside of our own limitation. We have to get outside of the way that we were programmed into believing. So those are 8 statements that you can use with the kids in your life so you can create their own inner value, inner worth, and ultimately send the message that they have unconditional love and acceptance from you. I'll see you in the next video.